privilege of sitting here surrounded by members of Yes, John Anderson and Chris Squire, Steve Howe, Alan White, and of course Rick Wakeman back with the band. We promised that we would take phone calls. We'll start with Mark on a cell phone. Mark, good afternoon and welcome to the Big Talker 1210.
Hello.
Okay.
Hi, everybody. I'm glad to see you finally get the recognition you deserve, at least from Philadelphia.
Thank you.
And I'm a long-time fan. Haven't missed a tour since '74, and I'm a Lidditz veteran. But what I wanted to say to everybody was, I think Yes touches people at a spiritual level like no other band out there, and that's what that's why we're all out there, and will continue to be. It's the greatest band in the world, and I've seen just about all of them out there.
Nice to hear that.
Thank you.
It's a good comment, and particularly with the lyrics, John, of the whole spiritual nature of what you do.
We're hoping we can qualify for a tax-free religious status.
Well, there is a faith-based initiatives program in the White House.
Yeah, let's get in there, guys.
Jay's on a cell phone on the Big Talker for Yes. Hello, Jay. Welcome.
Hi, guys, and welcome back. Hey, not to give my own city a boost, but Yes represents the greatest period of rock and roll, which is the prog rock years, and Philadelphia was so on top of that. We were before anybody. We welcomed early Genesis, Yes, Kansas, ELP, and Yes was the absolute crowning jewel in that whole movement.
Why are you speaking in the past tense, Jay? That era lives, my friend.
Oh, I know. I'm afraid that it doesn't gain the widespread acceptance that it should, because it still is the best music there.
No doubt.
Being written.
Hey, what do you think of the new music, guys? I was making jokes about NSYNC before you came in here, saying 30 years from now we're not going to be talking about NSYNC putting out a box set. Rick, what's your take?
Well, my take is back in the early 70s, record companies left you alone. You went into the studio, you made the music that you have within inside you. And what's happened recently is with Wonderful World of Program Directors or whatever, they're dictating to record companies what they would really like in order to have played on the radio, so the record companies are dictating to young musicians. I mean, I've got a great friend of mine, he's a writer called James Herbert. He's like the Stephen King of Europe. Big writer, sells millions of books. I was talking to him about this one day, and he said, I can't believe it. He said, if I went to meet my editor, who said, we're really looking forward to your new book, write what you like, but by the way, it'd be really good if you could have a couple of rapes, 2 murders, a plane crash, a boat sinking, some racist things. That'd be really helpful, and at least 3 HIV victims. That'd be fantastic. That's what we're. He'd say, I'd tell him to go away.
Right.
So I'd say, hey, who's writing this, you or me? And I think one of the things that stopped happening in the mid to late 70s is that they stopped musicians of all ages actually being the creative sources they could be. Entirely on their own without.
You think the talent is out there today, but it's a lack of direction from the record companies?
I certainly do. I think most people who run record companies don't know hatchet from a crochet and ain't got a clue what's going on.
Well, let me just ask each of you individually. What do you listen to that's not Yes right now? If I were to look inside your car and see your CD player, you could start, Rick. What do you got in there now?
Well, if you'd look inside my car, you'd find my ex-wife's. She's got my car. No, seriously. Seriously, inside my car. I've got there's 6 CDs. There's 2 Prokofiev CDs in there. There's a Russian choir CD in there. There is an album that I just finished because I was listening to it just to make sure it was all right. And I can't remember what the other one is. Not a clue.
How about you, Chris? What do you got in your CD player?
Well, actually, I don't know if I suppose I can say this on the air, but I just got the XM satellite radio in my car, and up until then, for the last few years, I've probably, like most guys my age, I've been listening to talk radio.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice. We like that.
In my area, on the West Coast where I live. But now with the XM, I'm finding it's possible to listen to music again because there's no ads and apart from that, I like a lot of the new bands. I'm a big No Doubt fan. I think
really?
They're a great band. I've seen them live.
See, I don't think of a band like that as having legs, but you would know better than I.
See them live. They're killer. Really good.
Alan, what do you got in your CD player?
I like No Doubt too. Also, I have like Tchaikovsky. A lot of classical music in my car. I find it good for driving and just, keeping on the road.
Steve Howe?
Basically.
Well, talk about obscure.
What do you got?
These CD cases are very, very obscure. Mine's pretty obscure. Yeah, some music by the Toronto Consort. They're wonderful. They play early music. And Wes Montgomery, always jazz guitar. You know, just a whole bunch of things, but, you know, off the beaten track more than down the center.
I suspect that John Anderson listens to his daughter, but I don't know, who I saw on the Today Show, by the way, in the last couple of days. What do you listen to,
In
John?
fact, I do have Jade's CD in my car, and I listen to it, and I'm amazed how wonderful she is.
She's got the pipes, does she
Yeah,
not?
she's
Wow.
remarkable. And also, I love, is it Nasrat Ali Khan, the Pakistani singer, spiritual, cosmic singer that Peter Gabriel introduced the world to quite a lot. And interestingly, at the same time, I will switch to Christian radio, which I like, because they have some very, very fine productions, and I listen to the production, and the energy is always a good thing about love, and love is very powerful. So, and from the classic point of view, I always have Vaughan Williams in my car. I just love his work.
Do you ever pull out, you know, a copy of Close to the Edge and put it in and think, hey, I haven't heard this in a while, and I think I'll do it?
In rehearsal.
Or am I the only guy? Or am I the only guy who does that?
It's funny. My wife Jane will actually put on the Revealing and the Topographic Oceans and play it very loud in our house, and I'll say, could you please turn that down? But, John, I love this, and it's remarkable that it still stands as a piece of music.
I have to talk about Grey Poupon for a moment.
Oh, Grey Poupon.
Yeah.
Rick knows a lot
Rick,
about that.
what's the...
Well, I mean, as is one of your leading advertisers, perhaps I should just lean back here.
Refrain, yes, thank you. Chris,
I'm a little concerned of where you put the accents on poupon. Is it poop on?
No. Come on, this is a good mustard.
Oh, it's a great
Come on,
mustard.
John, it's
a great mustard. Everybody uses it.
Did you ever hear that? Pardon me, have you got some Grey Poupon?
No, that's only over here.
It's only over here. We don't poop on anything in English.
Maybe I should just ignore the whole Grey Poupon.
Actually, it's
I want organised, please, at the show tomorrow backstage.
Yes.
I want to try some Grey. Seriously,
You do.
I'm a mustard man.
You know, they said they were sending me a case. If I get the case, I'm bringing it over to the show.
Seriously,
and you try.
I'm a real mustard freak.
Maybe
so I
like a mustard bath before we go on.
I'm a mustard party.
The things I've done in mustard
Is anybody prepared to speak for Grey Poupon? Alan, anything kind to say about one of my lead advertisers?
I like
please?
the Rolls Royce. That's good.
There you go. Steve,
You get a Rolls Royce with Grey Poupon?
Yes, you do.
Oh, wow.
Just ask this question, is it French?
I don't know. It's good. All right,
It's
that's
French.
all I have to. I better get out of this. Let me just get out of this. Grey Poupon, thank you for sponsoring the program. Go ahead.
You know those moments when everything suddenly becomes crystal clear? That's a rush moment.
1-800-989-4200. Now, where is it written that vacuuming has to be a chore?
Philly talks back now on the Big Talker 1210.
Talk more about the Spectrum.
Yeah,
we've
let's
done
do
that.
it.
We've been there.
We've been there.
No, because it's...
Go ahead, Alan. We're on the air. What do you want to say about the Spectrum? You're on the air right now.
But they're building on it, right?
No, well, they left. What happened is they left the Spectrum where it is, but they built a whole new venue called the First Union Center, and the Spectrum doesn't get the shows that it used to. I still don't know why they built the new. Well, they're right side by side. It's kind of crazy, but
Is it the same size?
no, it's a little bit larger, but they put super boxes in so they could derive more revenue from it. That's the deal. But
They
it's
just
kind of
couldn't
goofy.
get rid of it.
What they should do with the Spectrum is turn it into a giant museum plus a place to play a whole rock and roll thing, because it's got
Oh,
such a
yeah.
nice...
I like it.
Like
So you
Cleveland.
have like 2 or 3 size theatres to play in there. You have a whole museum. You can have IMAXs showing all the great rock and roll films, solidly non-stop rock and roll restaurants.
Not an entrepreneur.
Send your investments
Have
to
a hard rock.
Denny,
Wakeman.
Have a
Denny,
hard
can you
rock
get
in there
busy?
as well. Hard rock in there as
Hard
well.
Rock
I tell you,
Cafe.
it's fan-
Hey guys, this is City Councilman Rick Mariano who introduced the whole proclamation and
Hey,
stuff.
good
Hey,
man.
Ricky.
Thanks, Rick.
Hey, Rick.
Hey.
Nice to hear.
How you doing?
Better seats tomorrow night. Better seats.
I like that idea. I'll be collecting investment money tomorrow from each one of you.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, Ricky, John Anderson was complimenting your haircut before you came on the air. I want you to know that.
Please don't get that haircut, John.
No, it's good. I won't do it.
Good on him.
I'm a little older than you guys, so when you care a little less about your looks as you get older.
I don't think so.
I'm not sure about
I
that.
have a funny feeling you're a lot younger than us.
Not much. 47, guys. I was
You're
there.
a lot
Hey,
younger than us.
you're younger than all of us.
I was there in '72 when you played the Spectrum with
Yes and JoJo Gunn, but nobody believes me, but you were there.
Oh.
Hey, Ricky,
JoJo Gunn and the Eagles.
Ricky, I noticed today in the course of my my introduction of Yes, where I was throwing in all the song titles, I saw you lean over to the mayor and explain to him the significance of each of my lines.
Well, you know, I told you, that's a true story. I did kidnap him in '76 and take him to that concert at JFK. That's a true story. He was a freshman councilman. He had no idea, so he's been a Yes fan ever since. That and gospel music. But I got to tell you, you guys were perfect gentlemen. It was very nice. And Smerconish still nervous?
Nah, I've calmed down a little bit now.
He's more nervous than he was on his wedding day. I got to tell you.
Maybe not on my wedding day.
So, and he has a giant ego, guys. So if you could get him impressed, or something.
Not at all.
Thanks,
I must admit, you guys did a first-class job today.
Thank you,
was
Alan.
Fantastic.
We appreciate. Alan,
really
can I tell you, we loved it, and we've been all so fired up to do it. And the whole radio station here has been so excited to host you. Everybody has just been ecstatic at the idea. Ricky, thank you very much.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Wait, hold on. Rick Wakeman's got a question
I've got a question for you. And
I hope it's not about Grey Poupon.
No, it's not.
Right.
No, it's not about. Hey, do you know what Grey Poupon is?
Yes, I do.
Okay. It wasn't about that at all. No, it's quite serious. We have a program in England called Yes Minister, which is a sort of a fun comedy program about government, which actually was Margaret Thatcher's favourite program. A lot of the government. I just wondered, do you guys watch Spin City?
I do. Yeah.
Is it fun?
Yeah. It's excellent.
Is there an element of truth floating around in there?
A little bit, but that's the federal level. Smerconish knows about it. We're a small municipality of 1.5 million people.
Hey, Ricky, we'll see you a little later.
Thank you. Yeah, have a
Thank
good
you,
time.
pal. You did a great job.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
Michael is checking in on the Big Talker 1210. Hello, Mike.
Hi, guys. Good to talk to you.
Thank you.
It's quite an honor. I've been a fan for about 25 years, and your music's really helped me out through the good times and the bad, if you know what I'm saying.
Okay.
So just wanted to say that some friends of mine and I had a reunion of sorts up in New England this weekend, and we saw your show outside Boston. It was just amazing. I think it was the best show I've ever seen, and I've probably seen 20 shows. You guys are better than ever. And, you know, my sons are 14 and 11, and I've taken them the last couple of years, and they're really psyched to see you, Rick.
Oh, that's really kind. It's unusual names for kids, 14 and 11. But
Hey, Michael, thanks for the comment. Let's talk about this tour. Can you give away a little bit on the set list? What do you have planned, John?
Well, we enjoy doing a couple of longer pieces. We do Revealing and Awake, and also some surprises. We're doing South Side of the Sky, which we only played a couple of times about 30 years ago. And thankfully, Rick is a very important part of that song, so it's sounding really good on stage, so we're happy about it.
Do you feel obligated when you go out there to sing Roundabout or All Good People? I, for one, as a tremendous Yes fan, do not feel it necessary for you to do them. I wonder if you feel it necessary to play them.
We don't know.
Well,
We're not doing it on this.
We heard about that, so we said no, we're not going to do it.
And in fact, the other night we didn't play Roundabout, I think, for the first time ever.
Because we're time constricted, you know. It's
I'm
like
just going to play Pink Floyd numbers for the
No,
Hey, can I just apologise to the guy before? Because you cut me off that I wasn't being rude about his kids. That's really nice.
No.
Really nice of me to say that.
I wonder what it's like to be on your side of the stage if you're sitting there and thinking, well, they all want to hear Roundabout, and so I guess we've got to give it to them. I think that you have such an extensive catalog. People are happy to hear whatever it is you're prepared to play.
Yeah, we've played them so many times that we try not to play them, but it all seems to creep back in. You know?
I think we're still trying to get it right.
Alan,
If you haven't heard it this time round, you'll hear it next
No, but
time.
having said that, could you make sure you play Starship Trooper? Because every time you ought to be playing Starship Trooper, of course.
Well, everybody's got their every
I
time
know,
songs, and we can't do that anymore.
Exactly.
So
You know
we
what?
just play the ones we think.
I also want to make sure that I recognize the Yes World website, which I think is fabulous. It's extensive. You can go there and find out what you did play the night before and sound
It's
off.
helpful to us sometimes.
Oh man, do you check in there from time to time just to see what your fans?
No, to find out what we played last night.
And what kind of clothes are we wearing?
This is Chris in Collingswood on the Big Talker 1210. Hello, Chris.
Hello, how are you?
All right, I'm great.
Yeah, we're okay.
Hey, you guys, you got to know that Michael has had us pumped for almost 2 weeks for this day.
Yeah,
Every day
we're
he comes on the radio and he says, I'm going to have the Yes guys in the studio, and it's been really great.
We're cool.
We're truly excited about it. But listen, are all the babes still following you guys around? Are they like as young as they used to be still?
Totally.
The who?
Are they really?
The babes.
The babes.
The babes.
Oh, yeah, the first 10 rows are all girls.
Oh, it's serious. It used to be fantastic in the old days. The criteria was they had to be beautiful and long hair and shapely figures. Now we just ask if they have their own hips.
Wow. Great. You know, I just want you guys...
I'm going to shoot Rick.
Can we turn off his microphone?
Most of the first 10 rows are Microsoft guys with glasses and stuff like that.
No, I don't think we should generalise about the first. Leave the first 10 rows to go.
I tell you what, in the times I've been in the band or not, I have never, ever known fans like the Yes fans. They are the most loyal, unbelievable fans I've ever come across.
It's true. It is true. Here's John in Newtown Square on the Big Talker 1210 with Michael Smerconish. Hey, John, I've got some friends in the studio. Go ahead.
Yeah, first of all, Rick, welcome back.
Thank you,
Great
sir.
to have you back in the band.
It is wonderful to be back.
Next question would be, when you guys look to put a tour together and you look at some of the songs and catalogs, how much do input from the fans when you say, God, it would be great to hear something for Drama or great to hear something from the first 2 Yes albums? Do you actually go through that process, or do you just kind of say, no, we don't want to do that?
Well, John just said, but actually, one of the reasons we're doing South Side of the Sky is because on the Yes website, it's been like the #2 voted song.
So you take that into consideration?
Yeah, well, yeah, sure we do. We look at that.
Input.
Yeah, we've tried it before, and this time it works. So
Are there nights that you walk out and you say, hey, we didn't have it tonight? I mean, I leave this radio show sometimes and I say, tonight was just not one of my better performances. Do you have evenings like that?
You have to, because it can't be. You like it. You go shoot for perfection, and some nights. The chemistry, the stars, it just doesn't come as easy. But as John, you were going to say something, because it was like you said earlier, you come off and you wish you...
Yeah, well, you know that there's always another night you can play better. But one of the great things, like Rick was saying, you watch the audience right at the beginning and they're sort of tense about what's going to happen tonight. And towards the end of the show, they're really having a great time. And we might feel like we didn't really get it as good as we should tonight. But, we say, hey, they enjoyed it. Move on to the next gig.
They also lift you, don't they? They also lift you.
They really help.
It's quite incredible when you get the Yes audience. They lift you a couple of notches above what you think is possible.
Is there a particular Philly memory that any of you has? I mean, you're back in Philadelphia tonight, and you're sitting there thinking, boy, I remember that night when we were at the Tower or the Spectrum or even at JFK. And then
yeah, totally. I have
Go ahead, Alan.
A definite memory.
No,
okay. Because I remember...
Is this the girl with her own hip?
I remember staying on stage. It was a round stage in the middle of...
I remember those
And we
stores.
could not get back on our instruments because the people just would not sit down.
At the Spectrum?
Yeah, they were clapping so
What happened to
loud.
that stage, by the way? Is that in somebody's garage? Are we going to bring that back?
There's a great story about that. It used to go around on this little engine, It's only a tiny engine, and there was one show we're playing away, and we're supposed to be going around, and all of a sudden it stops, and then we carry on playing. We're all looking at each other, and then we start off again, but sort of shaky and a bit, and I looked down underneath. There was 5 roadies pushing it around.
They actually pulled in people from the front row, didn't
they?
They
did. Yeah,
come around and help
it was
them.
like Ben-Hur. It was like
I got the whip out. Yeah.
Again.
This is Jessica in Mount Laurel in the Big Talker 1210 for the members of Yes. Hey, Jessica.
Hi. This is like 30 years too late, but I'm only 24. As a classically trained bass player, I just wanted to say, Chris Squire, your playing is absolutely incredible. Close to the edge. It's just fascinating to hear you play. And
thank you, Jessica.
Fish Out of Water is really cool. And you guys...
How long have you been playing, then? How long have you been playing?
What's that?
How long have you been playing?
Oh, I've been playing since I was 4.
Wow. You must be pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good.
Okay.
She's only 6 now.
Right, she's 24. Good luck with that, then.
Hey, Jessica, thank you for the call.
Okay, thanks.
We appreciate it. Guys, can you help me with another one of the sponsors of the program? You're all computer guys. Are you online?
There you go. Yes, we do.
All right, can we turn off Wakeman's microphone for this segment? I got a guy out there who is the guy you call if your computer breaks down, okay? And it's a company called Mac and PC Pros. You're all online, are you not?
Hey, listen.
Rick, please, come on. Tomorrow I need these guys to support the show.
Yeah, but I need to buy a laptop. Will you do me a deal?
He may, but he'll come out and fix yours if it's broken right now.
It's certainly broken. I haven't got one.
Well, maybe so. 856-232-1700. It's Mac and PC Pros. I've always complained and said, you need somebody you can call out to your house or your business on short notice and get them to hook your system up and figure it all out. It's Sam Bergen. He's the guy you've always been looking for. 856 232-1700 if the members of Yes lose their online connections while they're in Philly. They'll be calling him, at least I hope so. 856-232-1700. Back with the band after this.
He's big, he's bald, he's back. Michael Smerconish on the Big Talker 1210.
Tired of playing the mortgage rate game? You know, when you hear one of those ads that promise...
All right, you caught me short here because we are hey guys, we're back on the air.
We're getting free T-shirts.
We are back on the air.
Somebody's signing something.
I was explaining to the members of Yes the Killer Tomato Contest. Rick, what do you think of that logo? Now here's the deal. You see Bin Laden with the tomato turban?
Yeah.
All right. The contest is next week. The people in Philadelphia who are growing tomatoes, they come out and they bring the prize tomato from their garden. Any of you guys gardeners?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which ones?
I love gardening.
Alan's a gardener?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
Alan, let me just tell you, a week from Thursday night, pal, you're in.
Bring your tomato.
Bring your tomato. And what we do is, at the end, we throw all the losers. I mean, like 1,000 tomatoes
I'll
at a
have
billboard.
to throw it from Florida. Okay.
From Florida.
Can I bring a copy of our album, Tomato, along with it as well?
There you go. But what do you think of the artwork here? This is the guy we're throwing tomatoes
I
at
think
this
it's
year.
fantastic.
You do like it?
Fantastic. Yeah, throw loads of tomatoes at it.
John, the impact of 9/11. Bruce Springsteen just released The Rising, much, if not all of it, having to do with, his reflections on the whole. Are you writing, or any of you writing about the terrorist acts against the United States, and what thoughts do you have?
Only a reflection. One of the songs that I'm doing on stage, I get up and open up the second half of the show with a song about how many children don't sleep anymore, and the feeling of uncertainty, and we're all moving towards a more loving experience collectively, and I think that's where we're going. So I have a great belief in the system and the way that love is a very powerful thing.
Love is a powerful thing, but we also need a little might at this stage. Would you agree with that, or should I best not talk politics with the members of Yes?
It's not an easy thing to talk about. We played in Radio City on the 9th of that month. So 2 days later,
wow.
I was in Washington with my wife Jane when it happened. So we woke up very abruptly to it happening, which was not far from the Pentagon. So the whole feeling of things like that, it changed all our lives all over the world. And I think in some ways it changed our lives for the better. Better trying to understand why things would happen this way, why there are people sort of still without hope, without a home. And their way of retaliating is not healthy, but it's the only way they have. And one of the songs on Magnification, our album last year, was that if we are one collectively on the planet, then a lot of us are refugees as well. So we've got to understand what all these people do have to go through. We're living in a land of plenty in America. America is a beautiful and amazing country. That's all I can say.
Steve's in Center City on the Big Talker 1210 with the members of Yes. Hey, Steve.
Hey, Yes, how you doing?
Yeah, we're doing great.
We're doing fine.
It was a privilege to see you guys at Radio City the other day. And everything that was just said about audience response and the chemistry was all there. It was just the most amazing concert experience I ever had. And just wanted to know if that was an especially memorable experience for you that night.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
It was a good night.
We had the Jones Beach before and Radio City. We just sort of clicked on those two nights. Homedale last night.
That was a good 3 run.
We're rocking.
Yeah.
We're rocking and rolling.
Hey, Steve, thanks for the comment. We appreciate it. Bill's in Rochester on the Big Talker 1210 with the members of Yes. Hi, Bill.
Hello, Yes. How are you?
Good.
Good. Hey, I've been a longtime fan since 1971. I first saw you guys. You opened up for Humble Pie in college gymnasium. You guys, I didn't know who you were, but you blew me away. Went out the next day and bought the Yes album, and been a longtime fan since. I mean, I've seen you 27 times, I think now. I have a quick story, if I could, and then a question. The quick story is, during the Tales from Topographic Oceans show, I saw you in the Montreal Forum, and I was watching it, and I was just amazed, because I'm watching the scenery, like all that Roger Dean stuff you had on the stage, and I'm thinking, how the hell are you guys inflating it and deflating it? I'm seeing it move. I'm going, what?
It was fiberglass, mate.
I think it was Rick.
It was all fiberglass stuff, and we sold it to Spinal Tap.
Cost a fortune to ship everywhere, didn't it?
Oh man, that whole week I
Hey,
couldn't
by the way,
figure out
hold
how
on.
you did it.
Bill, hang
Okay.
on a second. Give me a reaction to Spinal Tap.
Excellent.
You like that?
The greatest movie. The greatest.
But it's dated, isn't it? I mean, there could be a new Spinal Tap for now.
And that's,
There could be, but it's a great spoof.
All they're going to do is follow us around. That's all they're
How
going to do.
about, did you see Cameron Crowe's almost, you gotta love
Yes,
it.
I did.
I mean, that's beautiful.
Cameron Crowe was one of the first guys to interview us. Actually, he was great.
He just wrote an intro for our new box set that we were going to talk about later.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it right now. Hey, Steve, let's talk about it right now. What's the deal on the box set? You start.
It's a box set. It's a box set, yeah. Well, I mean, we only ever had one, and that was 10 years ago. So Rhino Records thought it was time, that we have another one now, and juggling the best of what Yes is, representing, in one box, just about everything that's really far out that we've done.
And it spans the whole
time from 1969 to 2002.
Good.
So 2001 actually.
I've not yet heard it, although I'm sure I've heard most of the songs, but I can't wait to get it.
There's a few unreleased tracks, just a few little snippets of things that are quite interesting.
Very well packaged,
It's very nice.
Great package.
Yeah.
I have to tell you, I'm personally partial to the latter because I've got everything. I mean, if you were to go home and take a look in my closet, everything you've done, I think I've got. And I've done the cycle in a number of these things, meaning that the older work I once had on vinyl, and then I had it on 8-track, and I had it on cassette, and then I felt obligated to go get it on CD. I'm your man. You know?
Yeah.
But
let's bring out another format, quick.
But the ladder, to me, and the ladder tour was as good as it got.
Well, especially for you, they're bringing out the ladder on 8-track cassette over the next few weeks, so you can go out and buy those. They're very nice.
Here's Mark in Newtown on the Big Talker 1210 on the Michael Smerconish program with Yes. Hey, Mark.
Hey guys, welcome to Philadelphia.
Thank you.
I have a two-part question. I'm wondering if you guys are planning on staying together long enough to make another album or two, and if so, are you going to return to your hard rock and roll roots?
What's coming up in terms of
in the future?
We're looking at doing an album, I think, in the latter half of next year. That we had a little meeting with our management, and that was a plan that was suggested. So we're looking at doing that.
We're not ready to rush in.
And it's going to be really hard rock. Really hard. Everything's going to be a hit single, every track, hard rock.
Really, really hard.
Just before I'm 60, please, and then I can become a pop star.
This is Terry in Hatboro on the Big Talker 1210 for the members of Yes. Hey, Terry.
Hi. Welcome back to Philadelphia.
Thank you.
Thank you for all the years of great music. And tomorrow night, my husband and my father-in-law are going to be in the second row. My father-in-law, who is going to be 81 tomorrow, this is a surprise for him.
Wow, that's pretty
That's not too much of a surprise.
We'll have the cardiac arrest unit standing by there.
And I was thinking maybe if Rick could say happy birthday, Harry.
Howie.
Oh, sure.
Howie.
Yes, he'll be on the second row, and he's going to be so surprised to just be there and hear
Do
your
you know
music
whereabouts
live.
on the second row?
I'll find him.
Well, you should be able to spot him.
Rick, could you go home and bake a cake and walk it out to Harry and blow out the candles?
I tell you what,
Aw.
remind me, guy. I'll write a little sign up and I'll hold it up. Happy birthday. So is he actually 81 tomorrow?
Yes, he will.
That's incredible.
And he's going to be there, and he's just going to be
Crikey.
so excited to see you live. He's
Oh,
listened to your music. You know, when he was 50, he was 30 years ago listening to your music and loving it.
Wow.
Cool.
Hey, Terry, thank you
Do
for
you
the great
realise
story.
when we're 81, he'll be 111 coming in here.
And he'll still be listening.
You've got to tell us his secret.
Oh.
Terry, thank you so much for
Thank
listening.
you.
I appreciate it. She reminds me, a fella called and he said he wanted to come see, and he's working with disadvantaged children. And he said, get their autographs. So you know what I'm going to do? Circulate his email.
Sure.
We'll just sign the email. And George McMullen, you're in, my friend. I'm Michael Smerconish on the Big Talker. We'll come back with our other segment with Yes in just a moment. This is the Big Talker 1210.
It's been said, there's nothing like a... This instant.
Talk radio with a pulse. This is the Big Talker 1210.
I'm Michael Smerconish. We're back on the Big Talker 1210, and we are conversing with the members of Yes. Rick, you wanted to tell me a story about an old-timer who...
No, this is actually a true story. A little radio station in Yorkshire Dales Radio. This is not a gag. It's absolutely true. A few years ago, the guy who does the afternoon show on there, a guy called Scott, and he only a small listenership from Yorkshire Dales, and he got a letter from a lady asking if he would kindly, play some music for her grandfather, who was 111, and he announced this and said how fantastic he thought it was, that amazing how much longer people are living these days, and he decided to open up the lines for people to phone in if they had somebody in their family who was over 100, and so he's just doing all these during the afternoon, people phoning up and saying, my uncle's, 106,
right.
107, whatever, and then he got a phone call through from the lady who'd written the letter. She said, look, please, you've misunderstood me. My grandfather's not 111. He's ill.
John's in Upper Darby on the Big Talker 1210. Hey, John.
Michael and the members of my favorite band.
Go, John.
I was out at the press conference this afternoon and enjoyed it thoroughly. And I gave Michael a little gift after the press conference.
Good for you.
And,
Michael.
What did he give me? Wait, what? He gave me a little gift.
Apparently you have a little gift.
My wife is listening to this program. Thank you very much.
Should hear that by Friday.
Let's move on to the point.
I gave Michael a cigar this afternoon.
Ah, okay, that's true. He did. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any of you guys cigar smokers?
No.
I dreamt about cigar smoking 2 days ago. I was smoking a cigar all the way through my dreams.
It's a good way to relax.
Yeah, I heard.
I think it's very assuring when you go in a restaurant and it says at the bottom, please don't smoke cigars or pipes. I think that's very assuring.
Yeah,
myself.
It's a subject for another day. Hey, John, thank you for your good wishes.
You're welcome.
We appreciate it very much. Melanie is checking in on the Big Talker 1210. Hi, Melanie.
Hello. It was great meeting you guys before the show in Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio. And I just want to say you did a great job with the show. I do have a question for John and Rick, I suppose. I think it would be a great career move if you all would consider playing something from the Drama album. Do you all consider doing that on future tours?
Well, why not? Why not? It's never come up. I think we were talking about doing Tempest Fugit one time. And you never know. It might just happen, and who knows?
Who knows? Well, it'd be a great gimmick for your next tour. Thanks, guys.
They don't need a gimmick, but thank you very much. Tony is in Mount Laurel in the Big Talker 1210 with Yes. Hey, Tony.
Hey, guys, how you doing?
Very good.
Hi, Tony.
I'm just calling to say this is my first ever Yes concert.
Tomorrow night.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
It's cancelled. No, sorry, it's not cancelled.
How old are you, sir?
I'm 23 years old.
Mere baby.
Yeah, and I just wanted to say that as a 23-year-old who is not a big fan of top 40 radio and doesn't really listen to a lot of what you hear on the radio nowadays, I just wanted to say that I think your music is extremely important and wonderful, and that your guys' playing is immaculate, and it just means a lot to me.
Very kind.
Nice to hear.
Very profound
I hope you'll
statement.
say that after the show tomorrow night.
Tony, thank you, sir. We appreciate it. Geronimo is in Langhorne on the Big Talker 1210. Hey, Geronimo.
Still alive.
Hey, guys, how you doing?
Hey.
How?
Listen,
Rick, get off that wardrobe.
hey, welcome back to Philly, guys. I just want to echo what everybody else said, how important your music is, and continues to be. You guys, your chops haven't faded one bit, so congratulations on your longevity and continued success to you guys. Quick question, are you guys still in touch with Roger Dean?
Yes.
Yeah.
I speak to Roger a lot.
He did the box set.
How is he doing, and what's he up to now?
He's doing fine, he's working on his art and his plans for architectural ideas and generally, keeping... Well, I won't go where he's going. Hang on, say something, Rick, quick, help me out.
I speak to Roger quite a lot,
Yeah.
when I'm back in England. There was a documentary on television recently on him, which I did all the introductions and things for.
Oh, cool.
Which was really, really nice.
Cool.
And, Roger and I just talk, we speak and talk a lot about, various things. And
He had an art show in Philadelphia last year, over in Manioc,
right.
that I went over and saw.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Some of your work was there as
That's where we
well.
met you.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah.
He had a huge one in London as
He's
well.
a very individual, very creative
Lovely guy. Lovely
Right.
guy.
Kind of seems to be a good fit with you guys.
Geronimo, thank you, sir.
Thanks,
You got it,
Geronimo.
guys.
Thank you.
Take care.
Geronimo.
Hey.
Tim's checking in on the Big Talker. Timothy, go ahead with the members of Yes.
Hey, guys, how you doing today?
Fine, thank you.
Very good.
Great. Let me say what an absolute honor it is. I'm calling from South Carolina. I've been listening to this interview over the telephone, thank goodness. But just two questions. First of all, Rick Wakeman, I'm your absolute biggest fan. I got turned on to you when I was 17 years old. A guy gave me a copy of King Arthur, and I have still got it in my CD player. Just unbelievable talent, all of you guys are. Two quick questions. First of all, I'm going to see you guys next week in Atlanta at the Lakewood Amphitheater. How do you guys deal with the heat? Because it's awfully hot down here, and I know that's got to be fatiguing for you guys. And second, you guys did a Borders book tour before the show the last time you were here. I just wonder if there's any chance to get out and meet you guys anywhere in the Atlanta area.
We're not doing the Borders book tour this time. Trust me.
Never again. Never again.
Hey, check that website, Yes World. They seem to have it all going on there for the schedule. Ryan's in Malvern on the Big Talker 1210. Hi, Ryan.
Hey, how you guys doing today?
Very good, Ryan.
I just want to say a big welcome back to Rick Wakeman. It's
Thank
been
you very
way
much,
too
sir.
long, and I'm so pumped to see you play tomorrow night. I can't wait. One question for you, Rick. Are you going to have the robes in full effect tomorrow night, or what?
No, I mean, I must admit, the only thing I wished I'd had one of them with me at Radio City, because I got permission to use the great big organ that's like hidden in the wall there, and it would have just been really nice to have come out from behind the curtain as this thing came out on the rail.
You should have done it naked, I think. It was a very Monty Python.
Yeah, I mean, I have done that. You know, I have appeared on the stage semi-naked in the past. I must admit, I have done that. You know, I was just trying to get over that problem of.
You also went to the meet and greet last night.
Yes, I did go to the meet and greet semi-naked as well last night. Can I just go the guy before?
Ryan, thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. Just about the guy about the heat. Nothing could be hotter than that place we played upstate in California, somewhere wherever it was. You know, the holiday camp.
Oh, Canocti.
Canocti was
120 degrees in the shade, wasn't it?
I lost 15 pounds.
Yeah, the Al Bundy holiday.
I wish I played with you that night.
It was really, so hot. Yeah, nothing could be hotter than that. So Atlanta's probably going to seem like an ice bucket.
Yeah, when you go to the sound check and you can't even like play your guitar on stage because it's so hot, you know, because the sun's hitting it and it's covered everything up because it's just going to burn. You know, it's going to be hot that
Has it
night.
been an extremely hot summer, or is it just normal?
It's been hot in the last 3 weeks. The weather broke just when you arrived in town.
Great.
So we had a wet spring.
God
hey,
so why you're sitting there naked?
Yeah, it is. Don't tell them. By the way, we only have 10 minutes left, and if I wait till the end, I'll forget.
No.
I want to make sure that I thank Denny Somack for Yes coming.
Hey, thank you, Denny. Round of applause.
I don't know where he is. There's an engineer in the next room.
Where is Denny?
There's an engineer in the next room named Dave Scalish who made it possible. We don't normally have 5 members of a band. David, thank you very much.
Thanks, David.
And of course, to Councilman Mariano and to the mayor and so on and so forth. And advertisers, Ultimate Ride Limousine, who are ferrying Yes so ably around town. And Valley Forge Flowers sent over roses and the floral arrangement. And
beautiful.
Mr. Barstool protects our derrieres. We got it all covered.
What about Poupon?
Well, wait a minute. Listen, dare I talk about some local dentists who are another sponsor of the program, or should I kill all your mics before I do it?
No, you're fine.
I'm all right? All right, it's called the Dental Center of Delaware County, and they've got... They're a proud sponsor of the program. Why don't you call Doctors Wolinchus, and I'm looking at Wakeman all of a sudden, and Kathy and Grant. You can reach them at 610-626-5080. They do the full complement. That means sleep dentistry and veneers, cosmetics, implants, in-house whitening, whatever you need. They've got it at the Dental Center of Delaware County, and I'm thrilled that they're sponsoring this portion of the program with Yes. I'm Michael Smerconish, back with our remaining segment with the band after this.
I gotta go to work. See ya. Imus, Beck, Rush.
And to help you stay in touch and get more done, just call 1-877-LD-OPTIONS and move your business ahead.
Nice desk, sir. Long-distance services provided by Verizon Enterprise Solutions. Verizon Long Distance not available in Delaware.
Verizon.
Compelling talk begins now on the Big Talker 1210.
Hey, I'm Michael Smerconish, back on the Big Talker 1210, and here's Peter checking in to say hello to Yes. Hi, Peter.
How you doing?
All right.
Very good.
Hey, guys, how are you?
Good.
I'm calling for my dad. He called in earlier. He's a diehard Yes fan.
Good. We
I
like
haven't
that.
missed one of your tours since 1972.
Cool.
And he woke us up this morning to Fragile. He seen you last night at PNC.
Cool.
He said it was an excellent show.
We like that.
Peter, thank you for the comments. We appreciate it. George is in Delran on the Big Talker 1210. Hi, George. Trying to squeeze in as many people as we can.
Hey, guys, thank you again for coming back to Philadelphia one more time.
Excellent.
I think I speak for a lot of people. John.
Yes.
Last year, I was fortunate enough to bring my 9-year-old son to your concert at the Man.
And you'd like him back?
You gave us something priceless, which we'll always remember. You filmed my 9-year-old son, Kevin, and it's on your Yes Symphonic Live, and that's something that, we'll have for keeps forever.
Excellent.
And we really appreciate it, and my kids don't listen to any other music. my 9-year-old boy and my 5-year-old boy.
Excellent.
It's raising them well.
Excellent.
I hope you guys can keep going. John, I don't know how long can you keep going?
About 3 feet.
George, thanks for the call. Charlie is in Aston on the Big Talker 1210. Hey, Charlie.
Yes, hi, Mike and the band. How you doing?
All right.
Excellent.
I want to ask you guys, there's been talk about a possible swing-back tour in November and December, and if that is the case, would you guys be playing anything off the Keys studio stuff, you know, like Mind Drive or that is?
Ask Chris. Chris.
Well, I'm personally yes on that.
No, we're definitely into doing Mind Drive one day, but it's time and efforts and everything. But we are doing a show in November, December. We're going to come back in the continuation
into
of
the
this
Philadelphia
tour.
area as well?
Not sure.
We hope so.
Well, it's to fill in the dates that we actually couldn't fit in this time round.
Well, we didn't include Philly, though.
We hope so.
It's called backed by public demand.
Okay, yeah, right. Well, we'll make sure you get back there.
Charlie, thank you for the call. Hey, Officer X, where's your guitar? You're supposed to lay that in Steve Howe's
the
lap.
policeman's next to me, and he wants to speak.
Go ahead. But where's his guitar? Did you still have
No,
to
we've
grab
signed
that thing?
It's been stolen.
Oh, it has?
It's on eBay already.
Put it on Steve's lap at least for a minute. And,
there you go.
Go ahead, make your comment,
Okay,
Officer
make your
X.
comment.
Yeah, I'd just like to say, as a musician myself, that I hear a lot of callers talking about the old days, but I just want anybody who knows anything about Yes know that they're still a very viable band out there, and it's not so much nostalgia. It's just they really, if anybody listens to the Magnification album, I just watched the DVD last night of the tour. It is very powerful and it's very full, and it's just fantastic.
Hey, I made the point that to me the latter is everything, and that was 2 years ago.
Sure.
Was it 2 years
right.
ago? Yeah, love it.
Just fantastic. They're still very viable today, and you can hear another. People can say, "Well, you sound like the Beatles," but nobody can say that they sound like Yes. Nobody. And they're still very viable today. It's not just nostalgia. It's just they're incredible. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Officer. We appreciate it.
And give him the money now, Rick.
And that was a policeman talk, I guess. Yes.
Sean is on a cell in the Big Talker for members of Yes. Hey, Sean.
Hey, guys, how are you?
Very good.
Great to talk to you. My question's actually for Rick. Rick, what keyboards are you favoring these days in lieu of the big rigs of the old days?
Well, the rig's still pretty big, but keyboards are a strange thing. I mean, I like a lot of Korg stuff. I've got some Roland stuff up there, and an Italian company called General Music who make a real great machine called the Pro Mega. I've got an old Mini Moog back from 1972, which I bought in 1972 when I was 9, and that was... Don't laugh, Chris, man. Let me finish. When I was 9 stone. I mean, I put this rig together specifically for this tour. I'm really pleased with this. I've got a real diversity of stuff out there. It's good fun to play.
Sean, thanks for the call. Scott's in Telford on the Big Talker for the members of Yes. Hey, Scott.
Yeah, hi. Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering, what are you singing in Going for the One? Get the idea across around the track. What are you singing in that background? I can't find it.
Open windows.
Open windows. There you go. A very inspired piece of lyrical conceptualization.
We'd had a very strong Mexican meal just before we recorded.
Hey, guys, we only have a minute left. Have you done other talk radio like this before where you've...
not as good as this, not as good as you.
You're the man.
By the way, Denny, you're right to remind me. We feel so confident having handled Yes Day in Philadelphia. This is Somac and myself and Mariano and the mayor. We've decided on our next campaign, which is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
You bet.
I mean, we got to get that done.
Spectrum.
No. Oh, no. Yes.
Oh, in there.
Yes. We got it. It just seems like it's a no-brainer.
Well,
It's got to happen.
Well, they won't let us in there.
No.
Why not?
I don't know.
Well, we think we can change that.
We've been there.
No, the thing is, you need your own here. Philadelphia needs, in Philadelphia, you turn that spectrum into a mixture of hard rock, you have shows, you have IMAX, you have rock things, you have the whole...
59.
And you have your own...
60.
And is it all over then?
It's all right.
We're history, man. We are now history.
Are we off the air then?
No, we're not off the air.
Where's my poop?
But I'm getting your great poop on. Let me just say to Rick Wakeman and to Chris Squire and Steve Howe and Alan White and John Anderson, what a privilege it has been for me to spend an hour with you. And I know for my audience as well, because I've been flooded with emails and letters and phone calls saying, are you really going to have the band? And we really did have the band, and it's great to have you back in Philadelphia on Yes Day.
Excellent.
So thank you all very, very much. Come back to the Big Talker 1210. Can I get you just to say the Big Talker 1210?
The Big Talker 1210.
The Big Talker 1210.
The Big Talker 1210.
The Big Talker 1210.
Mr. Squire?
The Big Talker.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. We'll be back tomorrow night. I'm Michael Smerconish. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Clinton. Thank you, Rich. Thank you, Grace. and everybody else who signed off on this and made it a big success. Good night.
Great host. Great host. There we go.
Talk radio with a pulse. This is the Big Talker, 1210 WPHT Philadelphia, an Infinity Broadcasting Station.
It's 5:59, 78 degrees on the Big Talker 1210. Now the top local stories from the KYW newsroom. The search continues for a missing 6-year-old girl who was last seen in a house in the
Philadelphia style. This is where Philly comes to talk on the drive home. The Big Talker 1210. Talk radio with a pulse. Live from Philadelphia. Talk now to Jeff Katz.
6:03, Jeff Katz on the Big Talker 1210. Not quite sure where to start. And I'm not sure if you just sort of start by sweeping up the stems and seeds that are left over, or, I have only one word. Well, actually, it's 3 words as I think about it. Freaks on parade. But, man, oh man, I'm not necessarily talking about the folks who are in the studio. I'm talking about folks who follow these guys around. Have you been down there yet, Dave? All right. Our engineer is hoping to stay close to the action up here and not get down to the people down in the lobby. All right, listen, we've got some very important stuff. I know it seems like a very strange transition from the ridiculous to the sublime here, but I told you that I would keep you updated on some of these modeling websites. Remember we talked about this? It's got to be 2 months ago.